our first beer. Our first beer is 90 shilling. It's an American amber ale from Odell Brewing in Fort Collins, Colorado. I gotta say that the pairings this time were really difficult. I'm used to pairing to fiction, narrative, storytelling with images and all this, and this is ideas. So I was reaching here to try and find beers that somehow captured and expressed what I was reading. With this first reading, there's a sense of kind of steadfastness, determination, so I wanted to some kind of a beer that expressed steadfast in particular, and so I went with a malty, kind of caramely, toasty. It's kind of base flavors, but there's also a spark of inspiration, a spark of life in this reading that goes along with that steadfastness. And so the American Amber Ale has some hop to it. So you get this little burst of citrusy on top of that steadfast caramel malt. You might like this one, Lauren.
Well, it sounds absolutely delicious. And I'm trying to pour fast enough that I can actually sample this. And I'm getting a load of foam, as you can see.
That's okay. All right, cheers.
Gosh, again, cheers. That wasn't a very good clink. Let me grab another. Cheers. All right. That's one of those, I kind of want another taste of it, but I can't tell you why, because
okay.
my initial reaction is, yeah, that's really kind of tart. And
oh, all right.
It's funny, it kind of hits you in the back of the throat, like you get the initial taste, and then you get another taste farther back. Is that what you experience too, or is that just me?
Well, you have smell receptors in the back of your throat.
Well, I didn't actually know that, but now I do. As I tell Chris, I learn something every day.
That's part of how you build flavor from taste, is those smell receptors in the back of your throat.
It's very interesting, though, how different it is on the back of the very back of the tongue from the front. And I've not to this extent, at least.
I'd say the bitterness kind of lingers back there.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And I'm surprised, but I kind of do like this.
Yeah.
And it's a taste.
I thought you might.
Yeah, 3 years ago, I definitely would not have said that, I don't think.
No, probably not.
You're winning bit by bit. Ilona, go ahead and read your first reading.
All right. So that's the book that I will be reading from. That's The Opium of the Almond Tree. And the first reading will be from one of my chapters that I have dedicated, and it says the following. I'm not naturally ambitious. Life made me determined. I live to keep my dreams alive. I came to realization that in order to achieve anything in my life, I would need faith in myself and vision, determination and dedication. Most of my life required taking risks, to close my eyes and follow my heart. Sometimes I fell, many times I stumbled, but life did not forget about me. Life did not leave me staying down. Life never beats us down. It has no power to do so. We are protected.
Past our time for beer 3 already, or beer 2, I mean.
I was gonna say for beer 3? Wow.
I've been drinking so much, I lost count.
Okay, then beer 2 is Pilsner Urquell. It is the original Pilsner from what is now Czech Republic. It was Bohemia at the time in the mid-1800s when it was developed. I chose this beer because this next reading is about kind of surface beauty versus a deeper, more spiritual beauty, one that you have to look for to see and appreciate. Pilsner for me is the perfect beer. It doesn't get any better than a well-made Pilsner, particularly a Czech style Pilsner. It is a beer that is beautiful to look at. I mean, it's crystal clear, it's golden, it's got a nice cap of white foam on top, and poured into a glass, it just looks gorgeous.
Yep, it's foaming all right.
Yeah, yours doesn't look so gorgeous right now. But properly poured, it looks gorgeous. It definitely has that surface appeal. But it's also a beer that, while seemingly simple, because it's a pale lager. Everybody knows pale lagers. Pale lagers are boring. But a well-made Pilsner is a beer that if you want to pay attention to it, if you want to look at it and taste it and smell it and really pay attention to what's there, there is an extraordinary complexity and depth that you will find. And so the Pilsner, to me, kind of expressed that idea of surface beauty versus a deeper, more spiritual beauty.
Am I going to love it or hate it?
You'll probably hate it.
That's what Chris said.
But I'll say with this that you're wrong.
I love it. Even if I go throw up after taking a taste, I'm wrong. I love it.
Yeah, no, you're wrong. This is
Fair enough.
Amazing beer.
I'm wrong. I know.
Yeah, I knew you were
Okay. I'll try and accept that I'm just wrong. I'm probably not going to be finishing that glass.
Who you are, your traditions, it's who you are. You need to protect that. That's what makes your identity to become who you are, that shapes your characters, that shapes your thinking. You cannot think like everybody else. Like Europeans cannot think like Americans. Americans cannot think like Asians. And Russians cannot think like Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
So we all are our own people and identity. So the way we speak, the way we say, and that's what my message pretty much is about, to be who you are, because this world will try to break you, blend you, bend you, and try to conform you for who you're not. So think who you think, but of course, being respectful and being who you are doesn't mean that you have to break all the laws and policies. Being respectful, it starts from within you, understanding your values, your characters, what you stand for. And that's what my call is, my challenge is to the world. Be a better person, know who you are, celebrate your uniqueness. And when you're happy with who you are, everything else around you will change for better.
Your books are very geared toward people who maybe feel that they don't really have a strong sense of identity, don't have a strong sense of who they are. I read them, I agree with everything you say, but I also realized a long time ago that I'm a little unusual. I thought it was normal because what you know, but what's inside your own head. But I've always had a very, very strong sense of who I am, of what's right and what's wrong. If somebody does something wrong, I'm not going to stand for that. And that goes back to when I was 4 or 5 years old, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to say it like it is. I know what I want out of life. From the time I was young, I wanted writing, I wanted music. But that's unusual. Why do you think that it is unusual that so many people reach adulthood and they still have this sort of floating sense of who am I? Why am I here? What do I want out of life? What do I even want to do with my life? Why is that uncommon?
Yeah, I believe the big contribution to this thinking is the media, the magazines, what's portrayed out there. They create their ideal person. They create their ideal woman, ideal man, what they should be, what they should look like. And therefore, the people who are listening to the media messages, looking at the magazine's covers, they all, they start thinking of myself, am I good enough? Am I enough? And therefore, they start thinking, and because like I said, the biggest danger that we fall is the comparison, when we compare ourselves with others. And that's where we have to stand very strong. We have to know who we are. And it's not easy, especially in these days. Look at the children, what is happening to the social media, how the peer pressure is so strong. And I think if we would eliminate things from the social media, and if it starts, spreading the better messages about being happy who you are. You do not have to blow yourself up to be attractive. You do not have to blow yourself up, because there is no such university that teaches how to be beautiful inside. Yes, there is a surgeons out there who can perform quote unquote miracle that is going to last for days, maybe months, but that's it. But what's inside of you, it's going to last forever. And therefore, I think that is the biggest contribution to the people who feel the lack of self-esteem in nowadays, and lack of self-value right now, because they don't think that they are enough to sustain to this world. They don't think that they're beautiful enough to get a good position or to get what they want in life. So